thought it would be fun to do a little chit chat type vibe. I've been listening to Emma Chamberlain and watching her podcast, and I love that she just doesn't have guests. She just talks about things that she likes and tells like little personal stories. And I thought I have like some thoughts that I've been having run through my mind, and I thought it would be fun to just kind of get them out there. As you can see, I'm wearing the Scorpion Boys Ava Lake attire, shorts to boot. Woo! Really excited because I have been putting work into this album for years now. It's been probably over 2 years that I've been writing this album, and I'm finally setting a date for it. It might change, but I'm really hoping that it doesn't. It'll come out in January. And the way I've been kind of planning it is it's going to be this like waterfall release. 3 songs from the album have actually already come out. And my goal was to release 1 song per month until the entire album came out in January. But because of how life turned out, I squeezed in a little EP between those 3 releases and the actual album. The EP is called Glamcore. The last song and the full EP will come out October 3rd, which is Mean Girls Day and also one of my best friend's days. So it's good juju all over. But I just thought it would be nice to do like a slightly more long form type of content because I have been on my journey trying to figure out like what's the best way to market music, what's the best way to share what I want to share. And it's just tough out there, you know. It's tough to find what your brand is. It's tough to find how to like convey your authentic self to the internet and through different like mediums like static images and video content. Do you put text? Is it more vibe? Like, are you telling a story or are you like just talking? There's so many questions, and there's honestly like not necessarily answers. It's just kind of like figuring out what works for you. And I feel like for a while when I was trying to really like perfect my music making, I was deferring to artists that I love and just seeing what they did with their journeys and kind of like picking and choosing what I wanted to take into mine. And that was great for a while, but then it started to also make me feel like bad because, you know, it's like you compare yourself to them and you're like, why haven't I made it to this point yet? Why haven't I gotten there? And something that I've realized recently is I initially started my music career with the theme of control. I wanted to be in control of where my music went. I wanted to be in artistic control of the visuals. I wanted to have that power, and I also wanted to like kind of be like Chance the Rapper, where I was like, Chance the Rapper was like such a huge success, never signed to a label, released mixtapes, like how awesome is that? And I just really wanted to like have that type of journey. And so far I have had that type of journey. This past year I did release from 2 labels that weren't my own personal label, which is called Club Glam. And that was cathartic because the community that I was in, it's called Kick and Bass, which I'm not currently in. It's a Discord channel run by West End, and it was so helpful for learning. Definitely like male heavy, which is just the dance music and like music scene in general is very male heavy. So trying to bring more female producers to the forefront is definitely like one of my values and something I feel like I'm trying to do with my own craft, because I decided I'm gonna make my music. I'm not gonna have someone produce it for me. I'm gonna like learn Ableton. And now I've spent almost 10 years on Ableton, and you know what? It does make a huge difference. I'm way better than when I started, and releasing songs now, I feel like a lot more like I've got this. But through this experience of learning about tech house and all the different subgenres of dance music, I do think I also kind of lost myself. I was bending the knee to the genre instead of telling the story that I had initially gone out to tell. And I was trying to sign to labels instead of like listening to myself build the label that maybe I wanted to be known for. And that being said, I've done that. I've started to chip away. And I think that on the one hand, you know, you can't help but see the people who are successful, who are able to do this full time. It's a very lucky thing to do. I feel grateful that I'm able to even just share. And I really had to go dig deep and be like, okay, if I'm comparing myself and I want this, I want to be successful at this, I want to do it full time, how do I do it if it's not full time? Because it's never been full time. I've never been able to do this full time. And as much as I think I want that, it's just not what my reality is. So how do I make peace with that? And do I still like doing this authentically? Like, do I authentically like making music? Do I like putting out content? Is this something that I would do if nobody was watching? And the answer is yes. I just have a lot to say and I have a lot to share. And it's something that even if it takes until my entire lifetime, that lifetime will be well spent because I'll be doing something and chipping away at something that I love and a vision that I have in my head, and I'm turning it into reality as I make content and I release songs and I share what my vision and my world building universe is. All this is to say, I know I'm not alone in feeling like, why not me? Why haven't I made it to the point that I want to be? I'm putting out so much content, I'm releasing the music, like, where is the gel? Where is my community? And I just want to say, like, I have community. I savor each and every one of you. I'm so grateful that you show up and like engage with me. I truly feel like we are building something very cool and unique, something that's developing in real time. And to the people who are still building their journeys just like me, just be compassionate with yourself. Treat yourself like you would treat your best friend. If your best friend was trying to like do this crazy thing, like create their own universe, build music, visuals, and like a whole like existence that people can like watch and tune into and listen to, like, that's a huge feat. It's like so personal, and it is so much effort and so much love and like emotion. You would just want to give your friend like a big hug, being like, that's so cool that you want to do that. That is so cool that you have that to share. And that is the grounding part about doing this, is like, authentically, money aside, success aside, what do you just like to talk about? What do you want to talk about? And what do you want to say to like the 2, 3, 4 people who are like consistently engaging with you? What kind of conversation do you want to have with them? And have that conversation. Ask them questions. I'm saying this all as I'm like trying to do it myself as well. But I just wanted to basically share, you're on the right track if what you're doing feels good and if it feels challenging, because the best things in life are both. You know, you want to be challenged, because if you're not challenged, you're not going to grow. And if you make it past your challenges and your hurdles, you're going to get somewhere in life that's so unique to you. And all these little decisions that you make to get you to that place, how freaking cool. Your story is one of a kind. There's only one of you. And even if not hundreds of thousands, millions of people are tuning into you, you're still the only version of you. The rest is noise. I feel like grounding and like taking care of your heart, of your head, of your body, that's where it all starts. It starts with like you. And then if you feel good enough to share, then share. But share freely. Share without needing something in return. Share abundantly. And when you get something back, savor that. Savor the feedback, savor the engagement, savor those people who are finding you and spending time watching you, and send that love back out and give freely. And don't expect anything, which I know is hard. And I got in the mindset of like, what do you mean don't expect anything? Like, I'm gonna go do all this effort and not expect anything? Yeah, because it feels good to just do. Feels good to sit down in front of a camera and just speak about the journey that's in my head that no one can really see. maybe you see if you follow me, but then knowing like I won't get to share it unless I say it to you. Anyway, I hope that everyone has a wonderful grounding day. Keep up your artistic adventures. Find the fun in all those little moments and savor the present moment. Don't wish your life away. Don't wish the future to come faster. Soon enough, I'm gonna be 100 and I'm gonna be like, whoa, I was living in the future for so much of it. I don't wanna feel that way. I wanna feel like, oh my God, I realized the present moment was the most special time there is. And it was so delicious. It was so tasty. Love you guys so much, and I hope you have an excellent day.